today I'm reviewing the CeraVe Skin Renewing Cream Serum. And really quick, I just want to say I purchased all these products with my own money. So if you want to help keep the channel independent, check out my products at the Amazon link below. So I reviewed some CeraVe products recently and I was asked to review more specifically about this product as well. So I thought I'd review it. I've been given a chance to try it out over the last few months, and I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Cera score scale. If you wanted to enter my giveaway, check out the link below as well. So there's over $100 worth of products, so check that out too. So anyway, on to this cream serum, which is interesting because before I picked it up, I read through the ingredient list online, and it didn't include retinol, as it says containing retinol capsule, encapsulated retinol. But anyway, so I thought that was a little interesting, a little strange. And then when I got it delivered to me, they took retinol out of the name because the original name was the CeraVe Skin Renewing Retinol Cream Serum. So now they're not emphasizing the fact that it has retinol in it, which is interesting since it does have retinol in it. Not quite sure the percentage, but I have a guess. Anyway, on to my first criteria, which is packaging, and they've done a nice job packaging. This is like the way I prefer almost everything to be packaged. In a squeeze tube bottle with a pump, you get the best of both worlds. It's easy to travel with if you travel often, and you can keep it in a cabinet. So this is like the best form of packaging in my opinion. Makes it easy to dispense, although sometimes getting that last little bit out is a challenge. So sometimes you have to cut the end of the bottle off, but I get every last drop out of everything. So anyway, so I like the packaging. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does contain denatured alcohol. It's in the ingredient list right before retinol, which is a little disappointing since retinol is a good ingredient. So you're not getting as much of the good ingredient, but you're getting a little bit more denatured alcohol, which is not good. It also contains a couple good fatty alcohols, but I'm kind of bummed to see that alcohol is on the list because on the actual box, the ingredient list is totally different than what I can find online. So they must have changed this recently. So it does contain that, which is unfortunate. It's a bummer to see it in the middle of the ingredient list. So you're getting more of the alcohol than you are some of the good ceramides and retinol and beneficial ingredients. But thankfully, it's not up top on the list of ingredients. So that's a good thing. But there is some in there. A lot of companies use it to kind of quicken the time that the product sets on the skin, so it feels like it absorbs quickly, and it kind of gives products a little bit of a thinner consistency because retinols can get kind of thick just from the vitamin A. So it's kind of a bummer to see that in there, but I'm just glad it's not one of the first ingredients. So my third criteria is fragrance, and this does not contain any fragrance, but it does have a little bit of that vitamin A scent to it. I can't really describe it. It's just a natural, I mean, it's an okay scent. It's just, I don't know. It just has a little bit of almost like a warm scent to it. I can't describe it, but it doesn't contain any fragrance or any fragrant ingredients, so that's a good thing. My fourth criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in the U.S. My fifth criteria is ease of use and very easy to use. So I would use this, if you use other serums that are light, I would use this after them because it has more of a texture of a moisturizer than it does a serum. And as the title says, cream serum, which are kind of mutually exclusive to each other, aren't they? It's got to be either a cream or a serum, but it does have kind of a moisturizing texture to it. So if you use a toner or any essences, I would use those. And then if you use any light serums, I would use those. And then I would use this right before any thicker moisturizers or any other treatments that you use that might be thicker. So always go in order of consistency of the product, the thinnest or most water-like to the thickest. Use those at the end. So it does have a little bit of a serum-ish texture to it, but it's more of a creamy feeling. So very easy to use. It takes a while to set, and once it does set, it seems to have a slightly tacky finish to it, but not too bad. However, that hasn't been an issue for me either because I use a moisturizer after this, but I would give it a minute or two to fully absorb into your skin. I noticed it pill with one moisturizer I used, which was an oil-based moisturizer. And my other water-based moisturizers that I use, I never noticed it pilling, so it didn't play well with one product. But otherwise, it plays well with most other products. It was just that one oil-based moisturizer I did not like. So, anyway, so very, very easy to use. You can put it in your routine pretty easily without too much fuss and having to change too much around. So that's always nice to see. My 6th criteria is antioxidants. And obviously it contains retinol, it contains ceramides, niacinamide, lecithin, shea butter, and then cholesterol, which is a good moisturizing ingredient, which is not vegan if you're vegan, but contains a decent amount of antioxidants. I could have seen a little bit more on the list and been a little bit happier, but they still have done a decent job by including a good amount of antioxidants. I just would have preferred to see a few more, but you win some, you lose some. So overall, it's more antioxidants than a lot of other products. So my 7th criteria is animal testing, and this is always, every time I review a CeraVe product, I always go through this because I always hesitate because they're lingo on their website, their language for saying that they are cruelty-free, but, you know, in China, we might sell there even though we're working with officials to not have to test on animals. They're not cruelty-free, but they really have some good language on their website that always makes me sit there and think about it for a couple minutes before I actually check mark it's not cruelty-free yet, but maybe someday it will be. So they're probably close, but not quite to cruelty-free. My 8th criteria is performance, and it hydrates nicely. It's got some good retinol in there. It can pill a little bit with certain oil-based products, moisturizers. The percentage of retinol based on where it is in the ingredient list, I'm going to guess it's maybe like 0.4% retinol, 0.3%. It's not a ton of retinol, so if you're new to retinol, that's always a good thing because it's better to start out with a very small percentage and start using it every other day or every third day, or use it every day and mix it in with your moisturizer and kind of work your way up. So if you're newer to retinol, this might be a good way to start. And based on the effects of my skin with it, that's why I would guess it's about that, around that percentage of retinol. It's not a ton, but it's still a decent amount of retinol in there. So yeah, I guess around 0.3, maybe 0.4%. My other thought is those with acne-prone skin will be a little bit careful because there are a few ingredients that can cause breakouts in there. Just depends on if you have acne-prone skin or not. And if you have sensitive skin, even though it's fragrance-free, that denatured alcohol that's in there can be a little bit irritating to skin and drying. So those of you that have those issues will want to be careful with it. My 9th criteria is price, and this is the full size, and it's 1 ounce, and it sells around $18 or $19, but always watch for it on sale because a lot of times stores will have it buy one, get one half off, or 25% off, or it's frequently on sale. So if you're thinking about picking it up, do a little bit of shopping around, you can always save a little bit of money, but $18, $19 still for a retinol serum is nice. It's a decent price. Retinol is kind of an expensive ingredient, so it's nice to see that's pretty affordable. And then my 10th criteria is the It Factor, and that alcohol just bums me out because I really would have recommended this product a lot more had that alcohol not been in there, but it's in there. But I like the packaging. I like the fact that it's fragrance-free. There is one ingredient in there that I found a little bit interesting. It's benzotronium sulfate. But that is an ingredient typically used in conditioners to detangle hair and kind of thicken the product up. But it's not an irritant, but some people can have very sensitive skin to that product, that ingredient. So you might be a little bit careful if you have very sensitive skin because that ingredient is present. And then also you've got the denatured alcohol in there, which can make skin even a little bit more sensitive. So be a little bit careful to it because some people can be allergic or sensitive to it, but overall, it's a safe ingredient. I saw the word sulfate in there and I said, I need to do some more checking on that ingredient. So overall, the conclusion I came to, it's a safe ingredient, but some people have issues, and some people can have issues with the most mundane of ingredients. So I always need to be careful. What works for one person might not necessarily work for the next. So it's usually just trial and error. And if you do have sensitive skin, I really recommend you test patch everything you use. Right about here, just test it, especially things with actives in them and retinol and vitamin C and things like that, because you don't want to apply it to your entire face and then have sensitive skin to it. So anyway, overall, this product got a 7 out of 10, which is pretty good still for a retinol. And I've been reviewing a lot of retinols lately, so I don't know, it must be, it's winter time to try retinols and see how dry and flaky I can make my skin. I don't know, but my skin never got too dry and flaky with this. So always, if you're going to use retinol, always do it with a moisturizer over it to kind of back up your skin and give it some extra hydration. So, but anyway, decent product. So I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this or if you've tried anything else from CeraVe. What have you tried and how have you liked it? So definitely leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And check out nobsbeauty.com and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.